The fiscal year of government banks in Iraq ends the end of December each year, where some financial operations are temporarily suspended to conduct annual settlements and close accounts. Those that think Iraq is on a different system and different time frames for their end of year, those that were saying April or March, are wrong. Fiscal year of the government bank ends at the end of December each year. There used to be a dinar dealer who used to send a little rectangular piece of paper in it, and it said Certificate of Authenticity. That's a bunch of crap. You're not going to go to a bank and say, "Here's my dinar." And the bank is not going to say, "Let me see your Certificate of Authenticity." No. The bank is going to say, "We're going to tell you if this currency is real or not." We heard this from one of our Iraqi sources, that President Trump called President Saddam of Iraq, and congratulated him on the completion of the financial reform in Iraq. Financial reforms included the old HCL, the hydrocarbon law, the oil and gas law, because citizens of Iraq are getting a percentage of the profits of oil exploration throughout Iraq. My understanding is that now they're settling up and paying out citizens on the oil and gas law, the HCL hydrocarbon law, and they're paying in newly revalued dinar. With documents, test of the draft amendment for the budget law. The second reading is done and we are waiting on the third reading to have their budget. We hear the third reading may be on Saturday. The rumors in Iraq are along with that third reading they will announce the HCL. I am told there is a good chance it could be published in this Saturday's Gazette. I heard that from a couple folks who believe that is going to be our go. We may be in for a crazy few days, everyone. Securities Commission, Iraq Stock Exchange leads Arab financial markets. Quote, the Arab Monetary Fund mentioned in its monthly report for October 2024 the distinguished performance of Arab financial markets, as the Iraq Stock Exchange topped the list of best-performing markets during the month, recording a growth of 12.39%, ahead of the rest of the markets in the region. Someone right now can buy 1 million dinars for $1,200, $1,300, but when the blessing occurs you're going to end up spending $1 million to buy 1 million dinars. No, I don't think so. But the whales and sharks will. They'll buy 1 million dinar for $1 million because they know as it floats it'll go to $3 million and they made a killing. That's when the sharks make their money. They smell the chum right now and some of them are moving, but not as much as they will when it happens. When it happens, big boys play with big money. We did have some good news out of Iraqi parliament. Parliamentary finance, satisfaction and optimism with the rate of completion of the government program. They want you to know that they made great progress and have expectations for the budget to be voted on in the next few days. Let me tell you what I think about how everything is going to affect this investment in Iraq. Trump already told you, they're going to drill baby drill. When he spoke with Elon Musk, and Rand Paul doing something about the Federal Reserve, he told the people specifically, do what you need to do but stay away from the oil. Period. He'll handle the oil. We're going back to being the #1 exporter of energy. The last time he did that, it drove prices way down, damn near bankrupt Iraq. That's what Trump did last time for Iraq. Central Bank completes examination for granting certified branch manager. The ending of the auctions is very significant and very telling. It was the reason for all this thievery, all of this profiteering that was the lifeline of the parallel market. This is an interesting moment and I think things are being built and put in possession for this stoppage because they said to the citizens, at that time it will be a financial turning point. What comes after the auctions? Purchasing power. There are rumors HCL is done. Marks, they are operating as if HCL was done. I am convinced it is done, just not officially announced yet. Question, what is HCL? Marks, hydrocarbon law. It's the profit sharing between the Erbil region and Iraq. We were told when it is passed, the RV can occur. Within days of it passing, the new rate should be out, it may be time to start getting excited. Member of the Unified Anbar Alliance, Mohammed al-Fardawi, confirmed on Friday that the heads of the political blocs agreed not to pass the ministerial changes in al-Sudani's cabinet, noting that the issue is purely political and far from the House of Representatives. Al-Fardawi told Al-Maluma, the file of ministerial changes announced by Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani in the past period is related exclusively to the heads of the political blocs and not to the House of Representatives. He added, the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the members of the House will not be able to impose their word or decide the issue of ministerial amendments, as the issue is decided politically between the leaders and heads of the blocs. He explained that the heads of the blocs agreed more than a week ago not to settle the issue of the ministerial reshuffle, despite the fact that change is natural for any minister who fails in his duties, but there is an emphasis on keeping all ministers in power. A government source revealed, on Friday, that Iran has gradually begun pumping gas to power plants in central Iraq, after completing maintenance work on gas transmission lines. The source told Shafaq news agency that the coming hours will witness an improvement in the electricity supply in the central regions, especially the governorates of Baghdad, Wasit, Diyala, parts of Anbar and other cities. On Sunday, November 24, the Iraqi Ministry of Electricity announced that the Iranian gas supplies had been completely halted for maintenance purposes for 15 days to Baghdad, the central governorates, and the Middle Euphrates, causing the national electricity system to lose 5,500 megawatts. Since the 1990s, Iraq has been relying on a system of scheduled power outages due to the low levels of electricity production, and residents rely on private generators to fill the gap. To fill this gap, Iraq imports electricity and gas from Iran for between a third and 40% of its energy needs, but it has difficulty paying for those imports because of US sanctions that only allow Iran to obtain funds to buy non-sanctioned goods, such as food and medicine. In parallel, Baghdad is counting on electricity interconnection projects with neighboring countries in order to secure stable energy supplies without the need for fuel to operate stations, in light of the instability of Iranian gas supplies, which recently caused Baghdad to lose more than 4,000 megawatts due to gas shortages and the cessation of interconnection lines with Iran. The United States is pressuring Iraq, OPEC's second-largest oil producer, to reduce its dependence on Iranian gas. To find an alternative pipeline, Iraq announced in August 2023 the signing of a preliminary agreement with Turkmenistan to import gas